Alright, Dallas 4-2 back again with you for another installment of our 7 Days to Die playthrough. It is the morning of day 12. Getting a little bit of an early start today. So today my plan is to continue questing. Let's just see where we're at with our quests here. We've got 24 out of 30 points for Tier 2. So once we get to 30, we'll get another quest to go find another trader, and then that'll unlock Tier 3 quests for us. But we got a little bit ways to go for that yet. I've got a quest that I completed last night that I need to turn into the trader. So let's get right over there, and we can give it to him right when he opens up. So today's all about questing. Tomorrow we'll turn our attention to this base, this horde base, and get it whipped into shape. And then day 14 is our next blood moon. He might not open until 4:10, if I remember right. No points to spend.
Trader
No more
Rick,
challenges
open for
completed
business.
yet. Okay,
Hi,
he's
Rick.
open.
Or get Rick.
If you drink all the coffee, I'll kill you. Congratulations. Here's your reward.
Alright.
Sucker.
Pistol Pete Volume 4. 9mm weapons degrade slower. That would be very useful for us. More useful than any of the rest of this, so let's do it. Let's get another job. So they're off in different directions, but let's try this one. Clear zombies at Kostecki residence.
I got some shit work for a fuck-up like you. Well, don't just stand there with your thumb up your ass. Go do the goddamn job.
Alright. That'll be a useful book for us. This is a 9mm weapon that I got right here, so this one. So it'll degrade slower now. Alright, let's get right after this quest. I don't know how many points it'll give us to do this quest. Did it say there? It doesn't really say. Maybe it says somewhere, but I'm not seeing it. Anyhow, it might be worth 2 points because it's a Tier 2 quest, but I wouldn't swear by it. Let's try to pay attention when we turn it in, and we'll see. See if we can figure it out. Okay, here's the place. Don't want to forget to hit the flag. Quick on the draw with a reaction shot there. Ooh, what's this? Pistol Pete Volume 5. High power 9mm ammunition. Cool. Don't forget to harvest this dog. It's got lots of good stuff on him. And in we go. Not bad with the reaction shots here. My pistol's finally powerful enough where I can knock them out with one hit, even if they know where even if I haven't alerted them, or if I have alerted them, which is nice. Saves ammo. See, things like this, if you have time, you can come over here and hack on this thing and get some stone, which is useful. If you know you need stone, like we're going to need some to make more cobblestone to upgrade our base. So we'll try to pay a little more attention to that today. Cooking mag. There's something in there. Looked suspicious to me. Let's open it up and see what we can find. A cooking mag. Awesome. Particle board. I can't remember what this gives me, but it might be useful. Stone. It does give stone, and we need some stone. So we'll go ahead and tap that. Blueberry seed. I wonder what's in there. Is there anything in there? Looks suspicious. Might be nothing, but I'm curious. Oh, doesn't look like I can get in there. Alright, we tried. Up we go. Got him. Got him too. All right. Getting better at this. Water's always good. Really can't ever have too much water. Even if it's murky, you can always cook it into regular water. Deader. Nobody in the closet. I think I finished this room over here. So I just have to kill the zombies. I don't need to find a satchel or whatever in this one. Upstairs we go. Let's reload. Because you know there's going to be some zombies up here somewhere. Man, I'm right on the ball with these hip shots today. Some days you just got it. Most days I don't. I freely admit I'm not the most skilled player of games. Like, I don't have the Twitch skills that some people do, which is one thing that I like about this game, because while those Twitch skills help with this game, they're not necessary to play this game and have fun. Even a person who's not like a highly elite player can play this game and have a good time. Just gotta be a little more careful. That was a good room. I don't know if I finished all these rooms. Never know when you're going to find some great loot, and if you pass the room by, you'll never get it. Ooh, what's that? Bullet casings, harvest brass from doors. Okay. And this one tells me how to make a off-road vehicle headlight mod, which might come in handy later. Alright, now I feel confident we can go up. On the roof. Up on the roof. I finally didn't get an insta-kill on this guy. I missed the first time. I hit him, but I didn't get a headshot. Ooh, slumber party. 50% sneak damage to sleeping victims at night. That will come in handy. I don't need that. I'll just scrap it immediately. Take the rest of that. This is a deader. Ammo pile. Shotgun stuff, not very good for us. I still could use a shotgun even though I'm not built for it, but there's not much point. I got what I need between my machine gun and my pistol. Seed crafting, some food items, medical supplies. Spear, not good for us, but I'll read it anyway. These are like steel pipes. If you need more steel pipes, you can harvest this kind of thing if you see it. Instant steel pipes, just like that. But I don't really need any of those at the moment. Targets within 3 meters have a high dismember chance. Nice. I wonder if it's just for shotguns or if it's for everything. It doesn't really specify. This one adds strength. I'm not a strength build, so that's not really very good for me. Alright, that's the end of that POI, so we can get on out of here now. Drop down. That hurt a little bit. Alright, let's go turn this quest in and get another one. So we want to keep an eye on... We're currently at Tier 6, 26 points. So let's see what happens when we turn this quest in. Does it give us up to 27, or does it give us up to 28? Hungry. Do I have room? Okay. I always like to make sure I have a little room in my inventory before I go over to the trader, because otherwise he wants to give me a reward, and I got no room for it, and I have to drop something and monkey around, and it just takes too long. So if I was full, I would stop by home first and drop things off, but since I've got a little bit of space in my inventory...
Morning. I got a hangover, so just keep it. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to pay you now that you did it.
This one, find more junk in loot, which means a higher quantity. That's pretty nice. This 7.62 ammo is also really nice. But I believe I have another stack of this at home, so I think I'm going to go for this magazine. Alright, what do we got here? To the west, we got a gas station. We got Slummit Apartments. I think I'm going to go for the gas station.
Well, I got just the job for a simpleton like you. It's a deal. Disappoint me,
now,
and you'll find yourself on the wrong end of
we
the
are
road.
at 28, so that means if we just finish one more of these Tier 2 quests, we should get 2 more points, and that should bump us up to Tier 3. And we won't be able to do Tier 3 quests until we go find the next trader that he'll direct us to. But once we've done that, we will have access to Tier 3 quests, and that'll be helpful. So, first I'm going to drop things off here real quick. These are still growing. Alright. Drop things off so I have room for more. Farming. Boom, boom. Ammo. Boom, boom. Take a full stack. Take half of that. We don't do shotgun stuff, so we can sell that. We don't do archery, we can sell that. Do I have a backup pistol in here already? I have a better pistol than that in there already, so we'll sell this level 1 pistol. Sell shotgun ammo, sell archery ammo. Don't forget to read this book. Get rid of those. One of these days I'll go over there and sell stuff, but it hasn't been a high priority. What we got here? This one is useful in recipes, and so is that one. Okay. That one, that one, that one, that one. Mods. Strength mod. Am I ever going to use a strength mod? Unlikely. Let's just get rid of it. Boom. A little too far there. Not going to use some of that either, but let's worry about that later. These give you a temporary damage resistance. I don't really find that all that useful, so I don't like to carry that around with me. I don't need 2 vitamins on me. And these are other... might come in handy sometime. Probably don't need 3 of those, but whatever. Eventually we're going to make a second base somewhere. Still got plenty of food for a while. Alright, let's go do this other quest. Seems like so far we're able to complete about an entire tier's worth of quests in 1 week. But it might become more difficult to do that as we get to higher tiers, because the POIs are bigger, they take longer to finish. We shall see. Alright, here's our POI. It's gas station. Let's not forget to activate the flag. Gas, that'll come in handy later when we have a vehicle. It's a police zombie. This zombie spits at you. Oh, there's 2 of them in there. And they can sometimes explode too. They're a little tougher. They can explode, like this guy exploded for some reason. I'm not exactly sure what causes them to do that. That's a new kind of zombie. First time we've seen it in this playthrough, I believe. If those cop zombies are at your shelter, your horde base, and explode on your horde base, they can cause a lot of damage. I think headshots is the easiest way to prevent them from doing that. I might be wrong. There's a doghouse over there. That probably means there's a dog back here somewhere. So far, so good. Not always, but often when you see a doghouse, that probably means there's a dog around. Not always, but often. Whoa. Glad I didn't fall in there. That's why it never hurts to kind of take your time and be a little careful. That cleared out the POI. How about that? That was a quick one. I thought the gas station would be quicker than the apartment complex, because I think the apartments is a lot like the hotel that we did, where there's multiple rooms. Repair tool, harvesting tool, nice. Yeah, I can make stone tools level 4. I think I can do that right off the bat here. With a axe and a shovel. Let's make these just a little bit more efficient for us. Let's take that off of there. Put it on here. And let's take that off of there. And put it on here. Let's have room for 2 mods now. And these we can just go ahead and scrap out because they're not going to be worth much. Alright, cool. There's another cache over here. Rocket launcher parts. 7.62 ammo, excellent. Handgun mag. What's this? There's like a secret. Oh, it just goes down to here. Okay. Took care of that already. Duct tape. Always good. Even though we've completed the POI, there's possibly a little bit more loot around here. Look at that. Stone. It's not very efficient, a lot of stone. Dumpster dive. Lead. I saw this, I want to go up here. Thirsty. Stone is good for us. There's another crate up here. Salvage tools. Alright, cool. All the tool magazines are very useful because you're gonna need those tools all throughout the game. The quicker you get those magazines, the better your tools get. Alright, that's that. Oh, crap. Oh man, I was not expecting that. That is a dire wolf. They caught me completely off guard. That was a roving band of enemies. Do I dare spawn near my backpack? I guess I will. See how it goes. See if that thing's still over there. Hopefully it moved on. As you can see, that thing took a lot of punishment. And I don't think I even killed it. Might still be around somewhere. Priority 1. Get to our backpack. Press R, picks up all the stuff that you used to have. And I get a little, this little death icon down here. If you click here, near-death trauma. So I got experience debt. So this red is experience debt. And I think I need to get like back up to where that's all filled up with purple before I'll be back to where I was. At the very early levels, up until like level 6, you don't get that. So that's why we didn't get it when we died on the early days. But yeah, now you do at the higher levels, so... Hey, it is what it is. It happens in this game sometimes. I just happened to run into a wandering band of nasty dogs. Those roving bands of zombies are all completely randomized, so that one just happened to be particularly nasty, and it caught us completely off guard. Wandered out of the POI really at the wrong time. And here's a storage that we put down earlier. Maybe there's still stuff in it. Was able to get it. I got it all, so alright. So this is important, is if you put down a storage like we had put this down earlier, and you've now collected everything out of it, you want to get rid of this marker so that it no longer is showing up for you. So you can highlight it here. It's 2.6 meters away, so even if there were more of these, it's going to be the one that's closest to you. And then you hit this remove waypoint button here, and that'll get rid of that. We don't necessarily have to destroy the box. It's just kind of time consuming to do that, but at least now we know that there's no extra supplies laying there in that box because we've removed the waypoint. Man, if it wasn't for that dire wolf, I think we would have been okay. That thing, I can't believe how much punishment that thing took. I opened up on it with full auto with my machine gun. It still didn't go down. Crazy. Alright, let's go over here and put some things away. Just real quick, let's just drop some things real quick. Extra ammo. Halfsies. Sell, sell, sell. Actually, we can go ahead and do some selling this time. Alright, I got farmer boots here. What do these do for us? Adds a chance to gain a seed. Is that the one I'm already wearing? I might be already wearing those. I am, except it's a level 2 instead of a level 1, so I do want to swap that out. It'll give me a little bit better armor. Change my mod. If I put that in there... Cool. So I can sell these because I already have a better one. Dupe tokens. Cooking supplies. Baton parts. I can probably get rid of all this kind of stuff. I don't intend to use any batons. I don't intend to use bows or crossbows. I don't intend to use... I might use machetes. No, I do want machine gun. Don't need rifle. Might want robotics at some point. You know what? I feel like I might want to just hang on to these things just in case. Maybe they'll come in handy someday. Better to have and not need than need and not have, right? We don't need that. I mean, something like that enhances range damage. Could have come in handy against that dire wolf, but do I actually have time to, like, fish it out of my inventory and get it ready? Like, if you're the kind of player who can manage that and micromanage things like that could have given us an edge in there. But I'm not all that great at micromanaging things like that, if I'm honest. Okay, so I've sorted all this so that it takes up just this first row and a little bit of the second row. Now I can drop all these things that I want to sell in here. Alright, got all I had room for. So now we're going to go over to the trader and we'll sell some stuff and we'll turn in our quest.
Well, if you want some fancy good afternoon greeting, go suck up to Trader Joel. If you want some food or drink, I'll take care of you.
Alright, so I actually don't have any room for his reward, so I can hit escape here, and I can say, may I see your inventory?
Either buy something
And then I can go through, and everything I want to sell, just highlight it and press W to sell it. Some things like this only sell in increments, so if I don't have enough increment, then it won't let me sell it. Just go through here.
Motherfucker,
He doesn't want these because they're primitive tools and they're not worth anything. Really? He's not interested in that? Okay. Try again later.
You gotta be the dumbest son of a bitch I've ever seen. Can't you see we're overstocked on those?
Okay, so we sold all we could. Now you can kind of look through here, and sometimes they have really useful stuff. One thing that you always want to look for is a crucible. I think it costs 15,000, but if you can get a crucible, like, it's worth going out of your way to try and get that. It doesn't look like he has one right now. And then at the bottom of the list is all the stuff I sold him. You can also look through here by specific categories. Yeah, if he had a... Yeah, I'm going to save up my money because if I ever see a crucible here, I'm going to buy that.
Be careful out there.
The crucible, you can craft it yourself. Oh, I don't want to forget to turn in my quest, right?
Reward.
Alright.
Sucker.
Let's take a crafting skill bundle. Tier 2 complete. Armor crafting, assault rifle crafting, blade crafting. AK level 2, possible, but we're probably going to skip that level. Up to the best bone knife quality, but I already have a better one than that here. Okay,
Well,
so...
you proved me wrong. Now
Oh, we
take
completed
your
another
reward
thing
and
here.
Get the hell out of here.
We could get a workbench, but we already have one. We can get 9mm ammo. We get cobblestone. Variable shape helpers, which are like this, except they're cobblestone. Forged iron, food bundle. Guess I'll take the 9mm. So now, he only offers us tier 2, and he doesn't have a special job. So he's done all he can do for us at the moment, I think. So in order to get the next special job, we got to go to Trader Jen out in the burnt forest, because she's the technically like the tier 2 quest giver. I don't know if the devs expect you to like just be in the burnt forest at this point, but I don't really like being in the burnt forest because it's just more challenging, and I have a plan to go there later, but for right now, I'd prefer to keep questing in the pine forest, which is where we're at now, because it does have plenty of POIs for us. Got him. But right now, let's try to get out to Trader Jen and see if we can get that next quest, because that'll give us some guidance on where to go next. It's a bit of a ride. Oh, this airdrop is on the way, so let's stop and get that while we're at it. I've got enough honey and other types of medication where I don't really need to worry about stopping for every stump anymore. Nice. That's pretty effective. That's how I like to use the machine gun, is just for picking off a single lone enemy in the outdoors, or if you happen to be in a large POI with large distances in it, and you see an enemy at longer range, you can use the machine gun to pick that enemy off. But the nice thing about the machine gun, as opposed to the rifle, is the machine gun is also useful for like self-defense situations like we used against those dogs. You can just open up on them and does a lot more damage quickly, where with the rifle you'd be trying to like reload all the time. Alright, workstation crafting, excellent. Antibiotics, excellent. Oh, I didn't mean to eat that. Oops. That didn't do me any good. What a waste. Stupid! Alright, this one has ranged mods, and this one has crafting skills. Let's see what's in this ranged mods. And crafting skills. A bipod mod. Increases accuracy and handling when aiming weapons. That might be useful for us. Let's see. Is it more useful than a muzzle brake? Maybe. Maybe not. What else we get? Magazine capacity. And damage to animals. No, none of those are all that, like, game-changing for me right at the moment. Alright, we got more machine gun skill. We got shotgun skill. That's no good. And we got stone tools, level 5. So I'm going to bust a couple of those out real quick. Get our mods changed around. Whoops. Didn't mean to drop that. Alright, let's carry on. Time is of the essence here. Still got a long way to go. You don't want to go careening off any really high cliffs, because it will damage your bike and or your body. Gotta be a little careful. This is where that extra stamina that I've been putting points into on the fortitude tree. That extra stamina really comes in handy when you got to get somewhere in a hurry like this. You can just keep pedaling for a long time. Keep sprint pedaling, that is. use the downhills to let off of your pedals, because gravity helps you. But on the uphills, do the pedaling. Here's our little shelter that we used earlier. You'll notice that now there's no smoke penalty because we've got the smoke gear equipped now. Whoops, forgot to reload. Got him. One shot on a big guy. Ooh, this is a new kind of zombie you haven't seen yet. This is like a fire zombie. Oh, I pushed the wrong button, damn it. I gotta drink something. Put the fire out. There's a snake after me too. There's another zombie over here. Okay, that was not as clean as I was hoping it would be, but those fire zombies are pretty brutal. You gotta be careful. Alright, I need a splint for my... Is that broken or just sprained? It's just sprained. Okay, it'll go away on its own. Where'd that snake go? Want your meat? I want your meat, snake. Alright, let's carry on. Let's just get over there and get this done. I'll try to get back home before dark. Little unmaneuverable at low speeds, this bike.
Welcome to my store this fine evening. How can the best doctor in the wasteland assist you?
Okay, so here she's got the special job. This is what we came for. Tier 3, opening trade routes.
This is the best way to get dukes and
We're
rewards.
expanding trade routes to the south. Tell the folks at Trader Bob that our dukes are shiny and they'll have a reward and work more work for you. Before you trek into the desert, you will need to complete a few challenges to show that you've got what it takes.
You can always quit a job if you feel it's too dangerous or just change your mind.
May I see your inventory?
Pure, potent, proven.
Alright, does she have anything really good? She does not have the, a ratchet would be good, but it's not really a super important
You
at
should
this
stock
point.
up on medical supplies. There's a zombie apocalypse out there.
Alright, let's go ahead and try to get back to our home base. Let's pop down a little quick waypoint just to make things easier. And just so you can see, the place where we need to go for the next opening trade routes is way down there. So it's going to be quite an adventure to get down there. We will tackle that next week after the Blood Moon. Just want to not track that because it's going to be in our way. Alright, homeward bound. At this point, we'll head back home and we will see if we can do any crafting. And just loot some things on the way back home here. Take out any zombie targets of opportunity as we go. Definitely more accurate than trying to hit them with a unscoped weapon. If we had the 4X scope, it would be even better. I'd be looking to get one of those at some point. Unfortunately, you can only use the 8X scope on the rifle, which we don't have and are not built for. Empty. My XP down there, the purple bar, has caught up to our deficit, so we are now gaining XP again, which is nice. That was crazy, that dire wolf rattled me a bit. Cooking mag, yay. Empty. So that'll be our big goal for next week, is to get down to the trader in the desert. And there's a whole set of challenges related to the desert, just like there was for the burnt forest. So we'll try to do some of that while we're at it, get ourselves prepared to go into the desert. Depending on where the trader is located, it might even be like not viable to try and get to him without doing those challenges first. We were lucky that the trader in the burnt forest was close enough to the edge that we were able to get to it without too much trouble. But that might not be the case at the next one. We will find out. Duct tape and a battery. A little too far away. Glue, that's always good. More glue. There's a road that goes down that way, but we got to go further out of the way to get to it, so I'm going to cut cross country here. So one thing that we could do, since we're going to have some extra time to kill, is we can go over here, talk to Trader Rect, and get...
You better make it quick. Sun's getting real low.
Just grab an easy tier 2 quest from him.
I'm gonna make you an offer. Let's get one thing
And that'll give us
straight.
something to do
You're
tonight,
not working
because
with me. You're working
I don't think
for
we have
me.
that much crafting to catch up on. Otherwise, we're just going to be twiddling our thumbs all night. So let's go home and drop things off real quick, and then we'll head over to that POI, and we'll just work on that. It's nighttime. It's going to be a little bit more challenging, but it's only a tier 2 POI, so it shouldn't be too bad. Hey, our farming stuff is done, but let's worry about that later. I guess I can worry about it now. Get some new things planted so they can start growing. Okay. Come back to that in a sec. Stuff they didn't want to buy. So we got enough for a crucible, and their inventory is always changing, so although they didn't have a crucible this time, they might have it next time, or the one in the desert might have it when we get there. I just wanted to bring these back and drop them in here for a just-in-case scenario. Get rid of that one. Alright. I wanted to plant some things real quick. Let's plant a corn, a blueberry, a goldenrod, and a chrysanthemum. Eventually we need to build some more of these farm plots. But for now... planting all things that we know we can use for things that we normally make. Okay. Now we're ready to go take on that POI. It is nighttime, so we gotta be a little careful. Make sure we don't run into a wandering band of zombies. Especially not a roaming band of dogs with a dire wolf. This is the place. Now you could loot a police car, but if you fail to unlock it with lockpicks or whatever, then it sets off the alarm and it brings all the zombies from the nearby area. So you gotta be careful about that. Let's loot these cars before we activate the flag, and then we'll go back and activate the flag and loot the cars again. I think cars have a little bit better loot in them than other types of areas, just by default. Ooh, workstations. Awesome. That allows me to build lockpicks if I ever wanted to. It might be a good thing to build. In previous playthroughs, I've been guilty of not really taking full advantage of that. There's some lockpicks. Oh yeah, now we're starting to harvest things faster with our level 5 axe. That's good. I like that. We remember these things have all kinds of good stuff in them if you take them apart with a wrench. All the zombies in here are going to move faster because it's nighttime, so it's a little bit more dangerous in here than it would otherwise be. But I feel like we got it covered. Just be a little careful. Cooking mag. Hey, I can make a steak and potato meal now. That's a good thing to have. They like to hide in there sometimes. I think there might be one in this closet. There's a dog house. Might be a dog back here. I see it. Or no, that's a deader. It's a pig. Where'd that come from? I'll take it. I could use that meat. Let's see if there's anything good down here. Never know. Corn. Corn seeds, actually. Those are good to find. I remember this POI from a previous playthrough. It's pretty fun. I love how the POIs kind of take you on a little journey, like an amusement park ride. Just wait until we get to the big ones. That's one of my stated goals in this playthrough, is to get to the tier 5 POIs and complete them all. Uh-oh. Gotcha. There's tier 5 POIs in all the biomes, or potentially in all the biomes. The ones here in the Pine Forest are going to be just tier 5. If they're in the Burned Forest, they'll be tier 5.5. If they're in the desert, they'll be tier 6. And if they're in the in the snow, they'll be tier 6.5. And if they're in the wasteland, they'll actually be tier 7. So that's kind of why I want to do the ones in the Pine Forest first, and then we'll work our way up from there. That's kind of my plan. But we got a ways to go before we're going to be capable of doing a tier 5 POI. We will get there, though. One day at a time. I hear another pig. Quick on the draw. Armor crafting. That door's locked. Does sound like there's a pig out there. We'll get there eventually. Okay, up we go. Now, I don't usually do this, but in this situation, you bet I'm going to knock this door down and go get that pig, because if a zombie sees it, it'll eat it. And I don't want a zombie to eat that, I want to eat it, because pig tastes good. There we go. Oh, let's not forget I gotta find the White River supplies in this place, too. Another little trick, these things here have clay in them and sometimes cobblestone, and we're going to need that for upgrading our horde base, so that's a good thing to pick up while we're here. That's locked. I'm hungry. Another thing that we're going to need a lot of is wood. There happens to be some easy wood here. Grab some of it while we're here. These stacks like this are really profitable. Is that how I came up? That's not how I came up, so that's a viable place to go there. Make sure I got everything up here first. Way down into there also. It's a bird. Got him. Whew. That was a little nerve-wracking. Even the zombie animals have good resources on them. Pallets aren't very good, but these things are. This has stone. What is all that? Paper? Crushed sand? I can live without that stuff for right now. I need room for that. I don't need an old sham sandwich. Okay, that's actually all we had to do here, but we might as well continue with the POI and see what we find. Easy clay. Easy wood. Ooh, that's neat. I'm getting good enough at sneaking now where they don't see me until I'm like right up on them. I found a safe. I wonder if I'll be able to unlock it. Hey, we lucked out. Yeah, nothing too great in there. It's better than that. I would only just sell these, and they're probably not worth that much, so I'm not going to worry about that. Fertilizer, or actually corn seeds in this case. Let's carry on with the POI and see what else we can find. Ooh, that's a scope 8X though. I don't really want that. I already have one of those actually. Might sell well though. Better than feathers. I don't need any feathers. That's what I got these first aid bandages for. Stop some bleeding. Well, these zombies are a little tricky at night. Gotta be careful. So we got a fire hazard here. This little red valve here. Turn that, and it turns off a fire hazard. Ah, here's the door lock. You know, there's probably a payoff room somewhere in here. In fact, it's right here. If it was any further, I would just turn around and go back home, because we're getting short on time, but might as well take advantage of the payoff while we're here. Yikes! Man, those guys beat the hell out of me. Just sprained my arm though, could have been worse. What we got going on here? Oh. Because I had accidentally eaten those antibiotics earlier and they were still affecting me, I just got infected by a zombie, but it's automatically going away because of the antibiotics that I ate earlier. That works out. I can do without a coffee seed. That's more important. I can just eat this right now. Rest of that. I definitely want those. What can I get rid of? I can get rid of 4 cobblestone rocks. Machine gun's much more important than that. I can get rid of 1 corn. I could set up a storage outside, but there's really not that much more here that I really need. Get rid of 3 scrap polymers in exchange for some cement. Ooh, somebody dropped a bag over here. Rifle skill, shotgun parts, handgun parts is really good for me. Let me just eat some cat food real quick. What else can I spare? What else can I spare? I guess I can spare 5 cloths. In exchange for 85 old cash. Shotgun parts are good too, but they're not really good for me. Well, anyhow. That's good enough. Let's get on out of here. These guys come from? Must be a wandering band. Yep, there's the big mama. Must have been a wandering band. Some good XP. Alright. Let's get back home and we'll call it. Drop our supplies off and then we'll call it. Corn seeds, ammo, half-Z's. Drop a pipe rifle in there. Probably not going to need it. Yeah, you know, I'm just going to sell it. I don't need it. I don't even want to use it. They're cool, but if you don't put any points into improving your skill, it's not that great. We'll do some cooking next day. Drop these mods in here for now. Scrap that, scrap that. We're going to need all of our wood, we're going to need all of our stone, because because we're going to, next we're going to go ahead and start working on our horde base to whip that into shape before the next horde night on day 14. So, that's it for this session. We'll check in again soon, and we will work on day 13 next time. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, hope you got something out of it, learned something about the game, learned what not to do in some cases, and if so, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and leave me a comment, tell me what you thought. I will see you in the next one. Dallas out.